making a full course of HTML. So first of all, let's get into the tags of HTML and let's understand some tags of HTML. So in the basic document structure, first of all, the tag is of HTML. This is the root element. There's a root element in HTML. So after this, there's a head tag, and inside the head tag, the metadata of the HTML. If you don't know about metadata, there's a previous video about meta tags, so you could watch that and you could understand all about meta tags. It's mainly used for SEO in HTML. So after that, there's going to be a title tag, and inside the title, we're going to be adding the title of the page, whatever is going to be displaying on top. So that's going to be written in the title. And after that, there's going to be a body tag in which the main content of the web page is going to be displayed. This is going to be written in the main body tag. So after that, there going to be text and content formatting. So there's headings, which has been associated by H1 all the way to H6, as H1 is the largest tag and H6 is the smallest tag, and rest in between H1 to H6. H1 is the largest, then H2, then H3, then H4, all the way to H6. So after this, there's going to be a paragraph tag, and inside the paragraph tag, we could it's been written by P, and then you gotta write the paragraph inside. After that, there's a bold tag. You could write bold, B for bold, or you could even write strong. Whenever you're going to be writing some text, and after the text you could write strong, and it's going to help you, it's going to allow you to bolden the text. That's going to be really nice for you, and we're going to use that up ahead. So after that, there's italic. For if you want to write italic, you could write I for italic, or there's another for italic, EM, if you want to italicize the text. So you can write EM or I, which is going to allow it to italic. If you want to break a line, you're going to use BR, and this is only an open tag. There's no need of closing this tag. It's going to work. Only you got to open it. Then if there's a horizontal line divider, HR, for a horizontal rule. This is like a line at the end. It's mainly used at the end of the web pages. When we're going to be writing the footer, we're going to be using this. So after, we're going to be talking about grouping and layouts. So there's a div tag, and this div tag is block level container. It helps to manage the block level container. This is the main things what div functions are gonna help us to do. After that, there's span tags, and in the span tags, they're gonna help us to do inline container for styling. Like if you wanna contain something in styling, inline container for styling. If you wanna contain something, you're gonna be writing that in the span tag. So afterwards, this is links and multimedia. As we know, that if you want to write an anchor tag, you're gonna write A for an anchor tag, and then if you want to insert an image, we're gonna write IMG, and we're gonna be writing the image inside, image format inside, and we're gonna be doing everything accordingly. So after this is lists. So there are two types of lists. One is unordered list, and after this there's ordered list. Unordered OL, ordered UL, unordered UL, ordered OL, and inside, if you want to contain a list, we're going to be writing the list in LI, whatever you want to be displaying inside the list, like 1, 2, 3, 4, you're going to be writing the LI tag. That's called a list. So after this, there's forms and inputs. So the form tag, we write form. In this form tag, it helps us to write form elements. Whatever the form elements are, we're going to be writing in the form tag. So after this, there's input tag, and this helps us to write the input field data inside the HTML web page. It's going to be writing in the input tag. So after this is multi-text input. If you want multi-line text input, inside that we're going to be writing text area. This text area, inside this multi-line. In this text area, you're going to be writing main components. Like if you want to make it user friendly for one web page, we're going to be writing this. I'll tell you inside later on when we're going to be practicing it. So after this, if you want to make a button, a clickable link, we're going to be writing the button tag, as we know. Then the label tag, there's one label tag. This label tag, it helps us to label for forms. If you want to label the forms, you're going to be writing them in the label tag. Then there's a select option. Select option, or also known as option. You could use both of this, select, or you could write option. Both are gonna, it's gonna help us to drop list down. You know the dropping list, when you're gonna click something, it helps us to drop the list like this, same like this, the list down. So this is gonna be written in select, or you could write option. Both of these are the same thing. After this, there's table elements. As we know, if you wanna make a table contain table, we're gonna be writing a table tag, and inside that, if you wanna make a table row, we're gonna be writing tr for table row. If you want to make add a table header, we're going to be writing th for table header. If you want to write table data cell, we're going to be writing td for table data cell, and everything accordingly. So after this, there is some more tags. So one is script tag. Script tag is mainly used for JavaScript. If you want to contain some, if you want to add some JavaScript in your HTML code, you could be writing this in the script tag. So after the JavaScript, there's a style tag, and the style tag, as we know, the styling is done in CSS. So this is CSS tag. You could write CSS components, and you could even run it in HTML. So there's another links tag, and this is links external CSS. If you want to add some external CSS, we're going to be writing them in the link tag. So after this, HTML5 ceramic tags. As you know, the ceramic tags, they are mainly header. Header is a ceramic tag. What it's going to tell, we're going to be writing in the top. The footer is a ceramic tag, what we're going to be using. Navigation is a ceramic tag, what we're going to be using navigation. After this is section. Section is self-contained tag. Now section is a thematic group of content. Section is a thematic grouping of content. This is the thematic grouping of content is going to be written in the section tag. So after this, there's an article tag. Article tag is self-contained content. If you want to write self-contained content, it's going to be writing in the article tag. So after that, there's an aside tag. In this aside tag, side content related to main content. Like if you want to tell that this is a different content, there's a main content is going to be displaying as well as this a side. Like it's going to be telling that there's a side content over here. And the main tag, in this main tag, we mainly write the main content of the web page. So this is going to be written in the main tag. So let's get started with our first project of HTML. I hope you understood all of these tags. If you didn't, you could go through all of these tags once again, and it's going to help you a lot, and you're going to be learning a lot from these tags. So let's get started with our HTML project. So today we're going to be making a web page, in our own first web page. Inside what we're going to be writing, we're going to be making a let's make a personal website for our first HTML project. We're gonna be first make this HTML project, and we're gonna be adding some CSS inside, a little inline CSS inside the style. We're not gonna be adding a separate style sheet. I'll be teaching CSS separately, and after that we're gonna be telling you how to make a separate file of it and how to connect your HTML and a CSS, but that's gonna be later on. So first of all, we'll be writing our code, and let's check. First, let's execute it, and let's make a basic idea of what you do. So I mainly write it on a page, whatever I want to be making. I first of all make a structure on a page, and then I see what do I want to do accordingly. So then I do everything accordingly. So let's start by making our boilerplate. As we know, when we're going to be writing the viewport, and we're going to be writing a boilerplate, and it's going to be helping everything done. We could be splitting group, copy and window, reveal and web page, reopen, copy relative path. Yeah, just leave it. We could see all this text accordingly over here. So in this title, we're gonna be writing our web page, our web page. So we could write our web page in the title, and inside below this in the body tag, we'll be writing our first heading, and inside the heading we're going to be writing, it's in H1, we'll write coding cleverly. and the heading will be coding cleverly. So after this we'll be adding a paragraph, as you know, the paragraph tag. In the paragraph tag we'll be writing, this is our first ever web page. So we could write this is our first ever web page. So this is going to be written in our body tag. So if you want to add an image, we'll add an image source, img image src source, and inside the source we'll be writing the we'll be displaying our picture later. We'll be writing the alt, and the alt tag will be writing whatever this is. I'll say coding cleverly bulb. I'll tell you the use of this alt tag, alt tribute. I'll tell you the use of this, and then we'll specify how much width. I'll use 300, and how much height are we gonna use? Height is 150 would be nice. We can mix and match it later on. We could see if our web page is nice. We could do accordingly, everything accordingly. So I saw this. You see that the source code is over here empty. We could go on our web page and search coding cleverly over here. We go open images and we could see the subscribe button. We could copy this address, copy image address, go back to our code, and over here in the source we'll paste all of this. We'll paste all of this and we'll see, and if this picture doesn't execute, if this doesn't run, we'll see that this alt attribute is going to tell us the coding cleverly bulb. I'll say coding cleverly subscribe, because that page is gonna help us to initialize, help us to show that this is a subscribe button. I'll go a little up. You see this meta charset and meta viewport content width. This is helping your page to be responsive. As we know, as I told before, whenever we click this boilerplate, everything comes naturally and it comes by itself. You could see the previous second last video and you'll understand every single thing. What are these meta tags and how are these used? So everything's going to be happening accordingly. So we could save this, and we could reveal in File Explorer, and we could see this coding cleverly. This is our first web page, and you see Gumroad coding cleverly subscribe, the subscribe option. This is our web page till now. So let's go back to our code, and after this, after writing all of this, we could even make it bigger and everything accordingly. So I'll just say, let's change this picture and we'll add a bulb inside. I'll copy this, copy address. I'll copy the address and be displaying this bulb in this place, in this Gumroad where I use this bulb picture. I'll be adding the subscribe. I'll be adding a bulb. The reason is I wanted to add CSS later on, and this picture is gonna be looking good for that. We'll go on our web page. Let's see, what did we make? We see it's really big, so we could do it accordingly. The width will associate with 150. See, this is perfect now. So everything's done. We added our picture successfully over here. So afterwards, after adding a picture, you could add a link. I'll add my YouTube channel as the link, this coding cleverly as the link. So in the paragraph, we could say check out, and then we'll write the link. A href, this is an attribute href, and inside this href, we're going to be writing equal to. This is an anchor tag. Inside the anchor tag, we set a ref equal to, yeah, this is what I wanted. And inside this, we'll be writing our channels link. We'll be adding our channels link. We'll do that later. So I'll tell what is this target. What is this target? Equal to. And inside this, I'll tell what is this underscore YouTube. I'll tell this is a YouTube link. So after writing this, I'll write channel. So After writing this, I'll close the anchor tag. As we see, we open that, we'll close this YouTube, and afterward this will be closing our anchor tag too. Anchor tag was done by itself. And then you could see, check out YouTube channel for more information. We could be saving this, and now right now our link isn't been inside, so we'll go back over here and search YouTube/coding. We'll be going on YouTube and searching coding cleverly, and accordingly we'll copy this link over here. Just cut it so we know we did everything perfectly, and we'll paste it over here. We'll save this and we'll go on our web page what we created, and we'll refresh this. Check out for more information. So our link is been deployed over there. I'll confirm it. I'll just add a YouTube link right now. We could go back on our code. So I kind of messed up a bit, but it's totally fine. I saw there was a mistake. You could remove this tag, and we're gonna paste this link over here. It's the same thing. It's an anchor tag, then a ref, and inside this we're gonna be writing our link. We could change this as whatever we want, youtube.com. And the title, we have to write a title over here that we're missing. Go to the example website, and what is over here? We could write it over here. youtube.com. We could even add coding cleverly. Everything is over here, YouTube channel. So this is going to be totally fine. So before this we could use a BR as well, so it makes sure that it's going to be executed in the next line. We'll do it, we'll save it, we'll come back, YouTube channel over here. We see that's totally fine, it's coming right below. So we could even make it lower. We could use another BR over here, a double BR, which is gonna help us a lot. Yeah, this is perfect now. It's helping us a lot. So after adding this link, we told that go to the example. Everything is totally fine over here. So after adding this link, we're gonna add a list section in which we're gonna be adding our list for our things, our hobbies. We'll add all of those stuff. So we'll add a h2 over here, and the h2 will be writing my favorite hobbies. We'll be adding in an h2 my favorite hobbies. It's going to be displaying all the favorite hobbies. So we'll make an unordered list, and inside this we'll be adding a list. Inside, what are my favorite hobbies? Reading books. We'll be writing reading books. You can write whatever you want. I'll add reading books, so studying. Reading books and studying is the same thing, but you could add any single thing. And playing sports. Researching. So these are all our stuff. We're gonna save this and go on our web page and see what we created. You see my favorite hobbies, and there's an unordered list: reading books, studying, playing sports, and researching. So this is really nice. So after this unordered list, we'll be adding a section, another list section of ordered list. So we'll be writing over here after this unordered. We'll go below. We'll be writing another h2, and inside this we'll be writing my favorite food. I'll tell my favorite food inside. So after this we'll add an OL ordered list, and inside this we're going to be adding a list. I'll write biryani. After this I'll be writing pancakes. I'll add waffles. I'll add pizza. So this is my order list, so everything is according to this. So we're gonna be adding a sample form tag. We'll be adding a form function as well. So we'll do it really quick. We'll be adding an h2. I know. First I'll see what have we created till yet. As you see, my favorite hobbies, my favorite food, biryani, pancakes, waffle, pizza, everything is going really amazing. Everything is happening really nicely. So we'll make a form tag, and inside this, first of all, we'll add an header to, this is a contact me function. I even told you how to make this before in the previous sections of the videos. You could check out the playlist web development series and you'll find that video, which is going to be really nice. You could write this inside. This will be writing a hash symbol. So after this we're going to be writing the method. What's the method? Method is post. So we'll be closing this tag now. So we close this form tag, so it's perfect now. So after this we're going to be writing a label for tag. Label for, inside this we'll be writing name. The first section should be name. We'll be closing this, and this label tag is closed too, but we'll be writing what we want it to be displayed, name. So after this label we'll be writing the input type. Input type name, and the input type is name. We'll close this bracket, and after the input type we'll be retelling that no, sorry, the input type was text, it's not name. The input type is text and the ID is name. In this we'll be writing name. So name is equal to name. So we're associating with the name. So after this we're going to be writing the placeholder is equal to, and in this we'll be writing your name. What's going to be adding, what are we going to be writing? We're going to be writing your name. Whoever is going to be writing in our web page, we're going to be adding his name inside. So we'll add two BRs over here, and let's save it, and let's see what did we make it. So as you see, there's a contact me function, there's a name, and inside it's written your name, and you could write whatever you want, apples or whatever accordingly. So we'll go back in our area, and over here we'll be writing a label for tag, label for, and this label for tag will be writing in the next section would be email. So after this email we'll close this tag, and inside this we'll be writing email. We're adding an email section over here. So after this label for section, we'll add email over here. So we'll write the input type, as we know that we did earlier too, and the input type this time is going to be email. So we gotta tell it, we're adding an email inside. So the email ID, what would be the ID? ID is gonna be email. The name is gonna be email as well. Name, email. So after associating the name, we're gonna be the placeholder, as we did earlier. Placeholder. This is gonna be your holder. Whatever your name is, what's gonna be the placeholder is equal to placeholder equal to your name, your email. So it's gonna happen like this, and we'll save it, and let's see what we have create. We'll save it. You see the email, your holder, and everything's happening according to that, which is really nice. We're gonna be coming in the next below this, and the input type will add two BRs to make it look really nice. BR is gonna help us break a line. So after this, the message tag, we'll be writing a label, another label over here, label tag, label for, now we'll tell it's a message. It's a label for a message now, so we want to add a message inside. So as we see, it's closed by itself, so the message, it's gonna be a message colon. So after this, we're gonna be adding the text area. Text area ID equal to message. So after this, message name name is equal to message as well. So we're gonna be writing the placeholder, as we see the placeholder inside, placeholder your message. So over here we're going to be adding the text area, we're going to be closing the text area, as we see it happen by itself. So below this, we'll go in the next line. Afterwards this, we'll be adding two BRs over here, BR, we'll add another BR over here. So below that, we'll be adding a button. I'll save this and I'll see what did we have created right now. As we see the message tag, everything's working really amazingly. So we'll go inside and we'll be adding a button type. We can add what do we want the button type? We'll say submit. Now button, not push. That's gonna look weird. Button type submit sounds better. So after this, we're gonna be closing this and we'll be writing send message. So this is gonna help us to send a message, as we see that this form tag will be crossing this form tag. So we'll be opening this, we'll refresh this page and we see the send message tag. Everything's working perfectly. You see the message, there's a contact me function, everything's working perfectly. So now we'll make the footer tag inside this page. So below the form, we'll add a footer tag, and inside this footer we'll be writing a paragraph tag. So in this, we're going to be writing ampersand copy semicolon. This is going to help us make a hash symbol, that copyright symbol. I'll show you once again over here. You see this copyright symbol, you're going to write ampersand copy semicolon. Over here we'll use an HR for horizontal line, and we'll use 1 BR over here, which is gonna help us make it everything easier. So after this, we'll write 2024 personal web page. We'll add a personal web page. We'll say this is a personal web page. We'll save this again. Go over here and let's see what we have created. See, there's an HR and then 2024 personal web page. I hope you understood every single thing. We did every single thing. Now let's add our CSS style for this web page, which is gonna make it look really amazing. So I've zoomed it out, and you know what the title is? Below the title, we're gonna be writing all of our styles. So let's zoom it back in. So we'll be writing all of our style sheets inside. So first of all, we're gonna add the style tag, and in the style we'll be writing all of our code. So first of all, we'll be adding the body. After this body, we're going to be writing the opening tag. So after this, we'll be writing we'll write the font family. As we see, there's all a dropout. What could we use? We'll just use Arial. We just consider the font family. So there's going to be the font size, everything's going to happen accordingly. So the line, what are we looking for? We're looking for line height. We'll go on line height. How much will it be? 1.6. I'll just add over here 1.6. So that's gonna be our line height. It's gonna be, I just made a custom line height. Margin, if you wanna add a margin over here, how much margin we're gonna add? We'll add 0%. Right, 0 over here. So after this margin, I'll add padding to it, which is gonna help us, and I'll use 20% of padding, 20 pixels of padding. So after adding padding, I'll write the background color. We could use this. I'll make a custom one. You could search them online, or you could click any of these. All of these are gonna work. I'll use F4, F4, F4. This is our tag. What we're gonna be using now. At this end, we're gonna be using a 9. So F4, F9. This is a white color. So we wanted a custom white. You could do every single thing like this. So you could add the color over here. Color will add hash 333. This is gray color. As we see that this is a gray color, we could see every single thing whenever we're adding. So this is our body. In our body, we're going to be using this style. So afterwards, the body will go down, and after body will tell what you want to do in H1. So when we're going to using H1, I'll just save this and I'll show you what have we done over here. See, you see now this is color, this is coding cleverly, this is our first web page, and this is our picture, YouTube channel. Everything's looking organized and looking really amazing. You see, we just did one simple thing, and how did I make our web page look so amazing? And everything looks amazing by this, just one simple thing in our whole body. Every single thing, it's looking really amazing, but I'll tell you how to use more and more of this, which is gonna help us make it look clean and really amazingly accordingly. So to everything, we're gonna make it a really professional web page, which is gonna be helping us doing everything really nice. I hope you're getting at, I hope you're understanding everything. We'll be adding every single thing in the middle, which is gonna make it really nice. So in the header, we'll make the color. What are we gonna be adding the color? We'll add green. So let's add the colors. As you know, 4C, C, capital A, F, 50. The custom, no, it didn't work. So I'll just add it over here. I wanted to add green, so we could use this one over here. It's okay. So let's use a text align. Text align, we want it in the center. The heading is gonna be center. So this is gonna be our H1. So after adding our H1, we're gonna be looking at the image. The image what we added, IMG, we want it to be in the center. So I'll say display block, display block. Display block will be adding a semicolon inside this display block. Margin will be adding a margin inside 10 pixels, and we want it to be displayed automatically. Auto. We'll just do it auto. It'll do it by itself. So border radius. We'll add the border radius. Border radius could be 50%. So we add the border radius as 50%. So after this, we're going to be adding the box shadow. We'll be adding the box shadow. We'll just make it. We'll just insert it 0, 4 pixel. So after this, 8 pixel. RGB. We want it to look a little cooler. So inside this, we're going to be writing 0, 0, 0, 0.2, and we'll be making the semicolon, and this is going to be a black. Everything's happening perfectly. So this is a black color. We'll save it and let's see what did we have created yet. We see this coding cleverly came in our middle and this web page came in our middle. This is our first web page is stayed on the left side, but this coding cleverly is over here and the web page is over here. So I could make this in the middle too, but let's be working on the rest stuff. So after this, we're gonna be writing an anchor tag. We'll do the anchor tag. After the anchor tag, we'll be writing color. What's the color? We want it to be green, as it was for CA. We can write F50. Yeah, this is the real color what we're looking for. This was the perfect color we're looking for. So we'll say text. We'll have to do decoration, and we don't have to do it. We'll just say none, so it understands what we're doing. So we close this. After this, the anchor hover. We're gonna be adding the anchor hover. A hover. Now we just have to say a hover, and we'll open this, and it's anchor hover tag. We'll be writing our text decoration. We want it to decoration and underline. So the text decoration was underlined. So let's save this and let's see what we have created over here. So you see this, the YouTube channel and every single thing now it has a slight difference inside. What you're going to be noticing later on, you see this hover. So after this, we'll be adding the form tags over here. In the form tags, then we're going to do label, import, then button, and then butter hover. It's going to be really amazing and everything's going to be looking really nice afterwards. So after this, we'll be adding the form. Let's do a really quick form, and inside this we're going to be adding the max width. Inside the max width we are writing 400 pixels. After this, we'll add the margin inside, and the margin could be auto. We'll say 0, but auto. Alright, let's semicolon over here. So after this is done for the forms. So we could save this and we could check what did we have created the difference. So this right now, this is the forms tag. So this is the form tag. This came in the middle. So everything's happening really nice. So we want to change it over here. So after the form, we'll add the label. In the labels, we'll be writing font weight, and we want it to be bold. We want it to be bold, and this is going to be our label. So we could save it and we could check. So you saw the name, email, message, everything got bold. So after this label, we're going to be writing input text area. Inside this input text area, we'll be opening this, and this input text area will be adding our main style width. The width would be 100%. After this, we'll add the padding to it. Padding would be 8 pixel. After this, we'll add a margin top. Margin top would be 5 pixel. We'll add border color, 1 pixel over here. Solid hash CCC. This is a white color. So I want to add this over here. So after this, we're going to be adding the border. We'll be going in this radius, border radius, and over here will be the border radius. We'll be adding 5 pixel. So we'll save this and see. See, you see this name, your name, email, message, and now this is looking really, really nice. It's looking really professional and everything's looking really nice accordingly. So this is the input text area. So after this, we're going to be adding the button. If you want to add a color to the button, as we see, this button will make this fancier too. So we'll make a button hover and then we'll make the footer a little better. That's going to be all for, and you're going to be understanding everything by that. If you wanna add stuff by yourself too, you could do accordingly. So we'll add the background over here, background color over here. I'll say we'll do this one over here because we want to make it over here. We'll add white. You could just type it over here and you'll see all the colors accordingly. So padding, but if you want to add custom, you gotta search them or you gotta figure out themselves. So you're gonna be knowing about the custom colors. So we'll add a border over here. Border would be none. We don't want to add a border. So after the border, we'll tell the border radius. We'll do it 5 pixel for now onwards. We could change it later on. Cursor. The cursor is gonna be pointer. So this is really nice. So we're gonna save this and we'll see the button. See the change in the button. See, this made it green. Send message now. It's looking really nice. So it's right now hover. There's no hover inside. We'll make it hover too. So after this, we'll add button hover. Background and color over here. So when we're gonna be adding a semi over here, we can add a background color over here, which could be, I'll just use this green. No, the background color shouldn't be the same thing. We got light green. We got light green over here. Yeah, everything's perfect over here. So we see the hover button is done over here. We could save it. We could go back in our web page and see. You see this hover button? It's light green now, so that's really nice. If it's gonna be the same thing, when I'm gonna know what's the difference over here. So let's change the footer, and over here we got the footer, and inside we write text align. So we could text line in the center, foot in the center too. Afterwards, we'll write the margin top. How much top? 20 pixel. So font size. And keep the font 0.9. We'll add 0.9 em. So after this, the color we'll just make a custom color 777. So this is, then we're gonna be closing our style and everything is done over here. You see all the code. Let's see what have we created. Save it. You see this 2024 personal web page. Everything's happening accordingly. This is the YouTube channel link. You're gonna open the YouTube and it's gonna open YouTube Chrome and everything coding cleverly at the top. First web page. You see the picture in the middle. My favorite hobbies, reading books, my favorite food, and contact me function. You could even make this in the middle. You could do every single thing in the middle. Left, right, text line, center, text line, center, text line right, or text line left, or text line center. You could do everything. You see this coding cleverly. You could change this color too, which is going to be really nice if you change. I'll show you all the code once again if you want to see everything accordingly. So you could do every single thing. It's a little small, but it starts with doc type HTML, then the body tags, everything, all the data, all of this is everything accordingly. I hope you got it and it's going to be really helpful for you, and I hope you understood a lot from it. We can make more projects. If you're interested in making more HTML projects, you could comment down below and you could say that do this project, we could make this project. So it's going to be really nice. I hope you all guys loved it. Thank you for watching. Thanks.